Heartland Season 20 is looking like it could completely change Amy and Nathan's future. But before we get anywhere near a wedding or a new beginning, there's a much bigger problem that needs to be dealt with. And honestly, this situation could become one of the most intense conflicts we've seen around the ranch in a long time. Everything starts when Jack, Lou, and Nathan finally track the missing cattle to Wes's property. At that point, they realize this isn't some simple misunderstanding. The confrontation at Wes's ranch gets serious very quickly. Jack has always been calm when he needs to be, but we also know there's a line you simply don't cross with him. Once Wes's men become threatening, Jack pulls his gun and makes it very clear that nobody is taking another step. I think this scene is going to remind everyone why Jack has always been the backbone of Heartland. He doesn't go looking for trouble, but when trouble comes after his family, he's going to protect them. But while Jack and Lou are dealing with a cattle situation, Nathan starts putting together the pieces of an even bigger betrayal. His investigation eventually leads him straight back to his own sister, Gracie. Nathan discovers that Gracie's financial problems go much deeper than anyone originally realized. She hasn't simply made a few bad decisions. Nathan begins uncovering financial manipulation and, even worse, a secret connection between Gracie and Wes. Once Nathan understands what she has been doing, there's no way he can ignore it. The confrontation between Nathan and Gracie should be one of the strongest moments of the season because this isn't Nathan facing an enemy. This is his sister. Nathan wants to understand why she went this far, but at the same time he knows somebody has to take responsibility for the damage. Gracie may try to explain that she was desperate or that she thought she could eventually fix everything, but Nathan has reached the point where explanations aren't enough anymore. So Nathan makes a huge decision. He buys Gracie's shares and takes control of the situation himself. But instead of desperately trying to save everything exactly as it was, Nathan finally accepts that sometimes moving forward means letting something go. He decides to sell the ranch. That decision allows him to clear the debts, clean up the financial mess, and finally close a chapter that has been causing problems for his family for far too long. And honestly, I think this is where Nathan's story becomes much more connected to Amy's. Because Nathan isn't only selling the ranch to solve a financial problem. He's thinking about what comes next. For the first time, Nathan can imagine building something new with Amy instead of constantly trying to repair what has already been broken. He wants a fresh start, a place that doesn't belong to his family's mistakes or Gracie's decisions. And that leads us to the moment everyone is going to be talking about. Nathan proposes to Amy. But this isn't just a simple marriage proposal. Nathan is basically asking Amy to build an entirely new life with him. He talks about finding a new ranch, creating something together, and finally turning their relationship into a real family. Now, Amy's reaction is obviously going to be emotional because this is a massive decision for her. Heartland isn't just a ranch to Amy. It's her home. It's where she grew up, where she built her life with Ty, where Lindy has been raised, and where almost every important memory in her life exists. So when Nathan talks about a new ranch, Amy has to think about what that actually means. But I don't think Season 20 is going to frame this as Amy abandoning Heartland. I think it's going to be about Amy realizing that she can build something new without forgetting everything that came before. And that difference is really important. Ty will always be part of Amy's story. Nothing about marrying Nathan changes that. Lindy will always carry that connection, and Heartland itself will always be Amy's home in some way. But Amy has spent years learning how to move forward, and Nathan's proposal could finally give her the courage to fully embrace that next chapter. That's why I think Amy is going to say yes. From there, the final episodes could move surprisingly quickly. Amy and Nathan begin looking toward their future, and eventually we see them creating a ranch of their own. It won't replace Heartland, and honestly, it shouldn't. Instead, it becomes something that belongs to the two of them. Then comes the wedding. I don't think Heartland needs some enormous, glamorous ceremony for Amy and Nathan. A smaller wedding surrounded by Jack, Lou, Lindy, and the rest of the family would fit the show much better. What do you guys think about this subject? I welcome your thoughts in the comments. For more such videos, you can subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and like our video. See you again, goodbye.